Good morning. Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast for July 8th, 2017.
Today on the newscast, we talk Doomfist.
Nintendo's online service for the Nintendo Switch.
And because it's a slow news week, we're going to talk about Robert Downey Jr. All this and more.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast.
It's July 8th.
2017. Still.
I am Nick.
I'm Tony.
I'm Ross.
You've probably, maybe,
No.
seen him in playing things?
Other than Barrel Roll for
Yes.
Kids.
Yeah. I was thinking about that.
I was going to say Barrel Roll for Kids. Ross has been around, but other
Yes.
than that, yes.
This is my first time on the Barrel Roll News
Fair.
podcast.
Yes.
First appearance.
Yeah.
First appearance. You can't resell this like a comic, though. We can
Sure you can.
When the digital age comes to be when we can repackage digital media and physical stuff again, like in DVDs, then we can repackage this one.
Pretty sure you can already do that.
Yeah, I can just
No,
repackage this one.
no,
I
we'll
can burn well. I don't have a DVD.
Well, exactly, right? See? You got media's gonna come full circle again. Discs are gonna come back 2018.
I'll just release them on USB sticks.
There we go.
Yes, done.
That's
Or
how-
on water.
I honestly we should do that.
Just
Find a way to get a bunch of cheap USB sticks
Yes.
and just load up a bunch of like weird ass videos we've done
Yes.
and leave them around places.
you can get like a box of like really low quality USB 2.0 sticks.
Sure.
And we'll have a little logo printed on them.
Hand drawn.
No, you can get it printed on there.
That's expensive.
They'll cost like, 50 cents each.
That's expensive.
We only need to do like 50 of them.
That's expensive.
It is $25.
That's expensive.
Well, we'll keep at least 2 of them for us.
I could go out for like a pretty reasonable dinner for $25.
That's true.
Harvey's
Or viral marketing.
for our show that makes us no money. Either way,
Welcome.
today on the show
We're going to talk about news things.
and opinion pieces because
Yeah.
woof.
Yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, today's post-credit show I think is going to be awesome.
It's going to be extended.
Well, mostly we're talking about.
That one movie.
I have one game I have played. And one movie I have fallen asleep during, and then a really good movie I saw.
Yes, you know what? I'm very similar to you.
So
My experience is similar to you. I don't know about...
I saw one movie and I played 0 games. I got
Okay,
cats.
so at least we all have a common denominator.
we do, and that's what I mean. It's going to be a big chunk of the post-credit show. I feel like we should just write spoiler at the top. And just
We
be
will.
done with, yeah.
We will.
There's a spoiler in the post-credit show.
Yeah, a big one. So
Yes.
either way, sorry
Heavy.
to right now.
Let's get into this.
Overwatch, new character.
Yes, this was the big and highly anticipated character, the new character Doomfist, that they were talking about for months and months and months and months and months and months.
I haven't played Overwatch in forever.
I haven't
Neither
played
have
it
I.
ever.
When the first trailer came out, the very, very first trailer, they showed off Doomfist's gauntlet, and they were talking about how this character was sort of the evil organization in the world, and how they captured him, and now he's locked in a prison. Well, he's no longer locked in a prison, and he was supposed to be voiced by Terry Crews, but I think that him promoting it so much probably hurt his chances of voicing this character.
Well, he's also voicing the character in Crackdown 3.
I think that's on all the... And when he knew he wasn't getting the Doomfist role, I think he went over to Microsoft.
Crackdown 3.
Because Crackdown 1 and 2 are... Actually, Crackdown was pretty good, but...
Still not a reason to buy an Xbox for $600.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay too much. Well, they're not $600.
The new one?
The new one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want any Xbox, but...
If you're going to get one, you get the new one.
So Doomfist is now available in... I'm pretty sure the PTR, and eventually which will roll out to the main servers, Xbox, PlayStation.
Now, I'm assuming his move is to punch people.
He punches people real good, and so his projectile weapon, it's like, I guess he throws darts or something like that from his other gauntlet, but his main weapon is literally a giant gold fist.
Some say it's his Doomfist.
It is basically, and it is a Doomfist, and he's got a Shoryuken move, literally. He's, he does the uppercut and everything.
Yeah.
So when I watch people play online, all the microphones were going, Shoryuken!
Does he sort of do like the choppy 360 spin while he does it as well?
I can't be certain. I think so. But he looks pretty cool, in the cartoon short. So the big deal is that the Doomfist isn't actually a character. It's more of a mantle. It's more of like a role. So the role of Doomfist has been portrayed by, I think, 2 or 3 other people. But this is the current edition, like the current rendition of Doomfist. It is, I don't remember his real name.
Bet you if the Warcraft people get a hold of it, they'll take all the spikes off.
What? Yeah, they'll just replace it with giant pieces of armor.
No. That's what they did to the Doomhammer.
Mm. So
they did do that to the Doomhammer, but they put all the spikes from the Doomhammer on all of the armor ever.
That's the Warcraft. That's the Warcraft motto.
Take the spikes in the blade off the Doomhammer, put it on all the armor.
You can get the Doomhammer now as a weapon, eh?
Does it have the spikes in the blade?
No.
Then it's not the Doomhammer and it doesn't count.
Wrong.
Yeah, the Doomhammer thing in Warcraft has become a very, it pissed me off now with lore. Because it's one of the artifact weapons you can get as a shaman now.
Okay.
So every shaman in the game, if you're a specific type of shaman, gets a Doomhammer. Like you get, because technically you're the only one with it, but it's still like.
No, you're not.
I know. You still run. Everybody around you has the damn thing, but the only reason you have it and Thrall doesn't is because Thrall is now unworthy of the Doomhammer.
He was unworthy of the Doomhammer when he took the spikes and the blade off.
And I'm sitting there going but the Doomhammer was never like a sentient weapon. It was legitimately just a badass hammer.
It was.
Like, that was the whole... And it was carried by Doomhammer.
Yeah.
Like, why did, the hammer's it's not, Thor's hammer.
Maybe it is now.
It must be.
They've retconned enough stuff in
I
there.
know.
Why not make the Doomhammer sentient?
So either way, when he gets retconned, he'll lose all the spikes.
Yeah.
So yeah, go test out Doomfist. I think I'm gonna load him up probably this evening or something like that, just to at least say that I played him. I didn't like Orisa, the last DLC character that they had. It didn't have any character to me. It was a giant mech, like a 4-legged mech with Gatling gun arms.
So far, that sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, but it didn't play very good.
Fair enough.
The character didn't play very, very well. And at least with Doomfist, there's this hype being built around this character that, yes, at least I should try him out. He's got a charge move. He rams his fist into people's faces. And
apparently he has an anime.
That's always every new character they have a tradition like that. They should do it. They should
I'm
do
new
this.
to Overwatch. I don't know anything about it.
They should do those animes, though. They really should, because it's really well done.
I'd probably watch those.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's Blizzard, let's face it, it's a cinematic and...
They do well. Either it's animated or CG.
Well, and that's why I'm watching this one, is animated-wise... I mean, all of their stuff's always been CG, which is...
Mm-hmm. And also, Doomfist has also been the worst kept secret for them ever since the game launched. Because, again, they had that initial reveal. But, see? Sure you can. Sure you can.
Against a ninja.
It's the way to do it.
Iron. Yes. Go try him out. He's pretty cool, I hear.
Sure.
I don't know.
I'll wait till he's in the actual game. So.
By now he probably is. They've been testing him for so long. Like I said, they've been working on Doomfist probably since the start of the game.
I am unknowing. I'm trying to see now. They finally released the Necromancer for Diablo 3.
I haven't played that either.
Not Diablo 3?
No.
Now, when it first came out...
I'm with you. I've never played Diablo 3.
When it first came out and the live, they were real money auction house and all this other stuff, it was brutally bad.
Okay.
Because people were just farming stuff to sell for real money.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad idea.
And it went for astronomical prices. And
and
then people complained about Endgame because they're all you do is keep playing the damn game.
But have you never played Diablo?
That's Diablo.
1 and 2 were very similar.
Keep going and going and getting better armor.
I think the masses never realized what Diablo was until...
Well, no, because a bunch of people hopped in from World of Warcraft. Mm. That was my problem, is coming from playing Warcraft 2 all the way up through everything Blizzard's done.
Mm-hmm.
having all these people hop on because of World of Warcraft and then like playing the newer stuff that Blizzard releases.
They're not familiar with the foundation of
Yeah.
what Blizzard games are.
Yeah, so it's like, well, this Diablo game, you just beat Diablo and then you start at the beginning again, and it's like,
Yeah.
That's how those games work.
That's how most games work that aren't MMOs.
Yeah,
like
you're supposed to collect treasure. That's the whole point
It's
of
called
Diablo.
replayability.
Yeah.
Really. Play Borderlands. Borderlands is no different.
If
Yeah.
you're into replayability, Marvel
Yeah.
Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Yes. So,
There you go. Developer update. Introducing Doomfist.
Doom.
I
yeah.
don't know. They'll probably make it to Heroes of the Storm at some point, too.
I was gonna say that the character design, the way the character plays, it feels actually more of like a HOTS character than a Overwatch character than anything.
So, I like Heroes of the Storm as a free game.
Again, I've never played it.
So what they
I don't
did,
play a lot of games.
What they did for Heroes of the Storm was essentially take the StarCraft 2 engine and build like the tower defense game kind of thing.
You know,
Yeah.
you know League of Legends.
League of Legends.
Yeah,
League of
no,
Legends.
I'm familiar with how the game plays.
Oh.
But yeah, it's kind of nice just all of a sudden, like there's the Orc Shaman.
Yeah.
Who plays like the Orc Shaman from Warcraft 3. They pretty much give him the same power set, and you're just like, I know this.
And then
Okay.
when Overwatch started coming out,
Yeah,
they started bringing
releasing
Overwatch
zombies.
characters again, which surprisingly played like their.
I just
game
like it
counterparts.
because like the Blade Master is
A Blade Master.
it's a Blade Master. You like click all Muradin is Muradin from Warcraft 3. If you know how he
Nice.
plays, like you're just like and doing the same crap I used to do, except now it's against pretty much because you don't control anybody else other than the hero.
Yeah.
So it's like the grunts do what they're supposed to do now, and I just jump in and start smacking crap with my hammer.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
I'm like, so all the Warcraft people I like playing, because I'm like, you are pretty much what you were in the game. This works for Nick. All the other characters, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
See,
'Cause I
I'm
just
like
never
that with the
started.
Overwatch characters because I don't know how Overwatch is played.
And considering
lot-
that they've took it from a first-person game
To an over-the-head MOBA.
yeah, was actually pretty cool how they managed to
A lot
do
of the
that.
characters translate pretty well
Okay.
to how they play in a first-person shooter.
See, I didn't know that Overwatch was first person.
It is.
It is
Don't
first
play
person.
it. You will die.
I won't
Yeah,
play it.
it's brutally difficult right now.
No.
No, I'm bad with first person shooters.
like-
I can play a few,
Yeah.
but it's very hit and
That's fair.
miss.
That's fair.
So.
Cool.
Yeah, no, because it's fast.
Oh, okay.
It's
I could play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and 3,
Oh well.
but I had
Overwatch is
I had
infinitely-
trouble with Black Ops.
Oh yeah, I know this one's.
No, this. Did you win Canada Day?
I won
150?
Canada Day.
Nice.
Neat. Cool. Moving on.
Nintendo's online.
So this big reveal was part of the Splatoon Direct that dropped later this week, and it was basically just an overview of what Splatoon 2 is for the new people who have never played Splatoon before. If you've never played any of them, go take a look at it. It's only about 25 minutes. So, but either way,
Splatoon is awesome.
I agree. But during this Splatoon Direct, they started detailing how the Nintendo Online service would work for Nintendo Switch,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It seems kind of kooky. It seems really kooky.
So we knew that this was happening. So the voice chat happens through the
Phone app.
phone app. So you pretty much have to plug in headphones and stuff.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
So yeah, all of your stuff has to plug in through here. You join lobbies and parties and stuff through your phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it seems
seems
odd.
unnecessary. It seems excessive. It basically is an extended like Skype or Discord or other chat service on the phone.
You know, I like the idea of utilizing smartphones as an accessory to video games, like
Yes.
what,
Smart
like
glass
what.
and second screen stuff.
Well, I was thinking, prime example, what Fallout 4 did, where you can actually use your smartphone as your Pip-Boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have not actually tried yet.
I tried it once.
But-
It was all right. It because the main Pip-Boy screens in Fallout 4, the worst UI you'll ever see in any. It's literally a Fallout.
It's not overly intuitive.
No,
No.
it's basically Fallout 3 put into Fallout 4, how the UI works for the Pip-Boy. So yeah, I did connect it once to say, hey, that's cool. But I was playing on the PC, so the controls weren't a huge deal. With a controller,
Yeah.
I can see it being
Yeah. No, but I do like the
So
integration.
I like the idea of incorporating the option of using your smartphone, but I like it to be an option. I wouldn't want you to have to use your phone to do this. What if you have a terrible phone? What if your battery life is bad?
Well,
You know?
so someone said they're like, goodbye to my battery on my whatever, you know.
Well, yeah.
And here's the thing, though. This is going to be a paid service eventually.
Now,
It's not going to be a lot of money. It's not going to be like an exorbitant amount. But the fact that you're paying to use this online service, it's going to be.
Hold on, it is going to be $20 US a year.
So that's
not
$30, $35 our dollars
Yeah,
It
so
won't be
the
$35.
online lobby and voice chat app.
with our currency, with our exchange rate.
Yeah,
Well,
it's-
our exchange rate's currently at like
I know
1.3 to
Nintendo's been
1.4,
Nintendo's
so
been brutal with it lately, though.
so there's been an extra markup.
Yeah.
Okay.
because
A
they
little bit.
because they can.
That's lame.
I feel like though that's going to change, but yeah, at this current moment, this is a bit of a sidebar, but a lot of Nintendo produced games coming out in the next couple months are going to cost $100 Canadian.
Holy moly!
That was my reaction when I told him, and then your reaction was that.
Yeah.
That's like 20 or 30 bucks more expensive than what you're paying
to-
for things on
yes.
PS4 and
And
Xbox.
Essentially, just buy the game out of Japan or the US and pay the exchange rate
Yes.
and call it a day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna end up. If it still stays at $100, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Gonna be doing, because again, if you do the exchange rate, $80 is about right for a $60 game. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's fair, but the fact that
So yes, with their online stuff, you get online gameplay. So obviously you have to pay for that. Not
Yeah.
now. It's free until the full service launches in 2018. Online lobbies and voice chat through
your phone app.
phone. And the lobbies and stuff I don't actually mind. Like partying up and just going like,
Because everyone in this day and age, let's face it, a lot of people have a smartphone.
Yeah.
yes.
So it's kinda,
Like almost everyone.
Yeah.
yeah, and
That's
it's
like saying most people have Wi-Fi. Like
Right.
at this point, it's pretty much
Yeah.
So it's
guaranteed.
like if you're on your way home and you see, oh, Bob and stuff, they're getting ready for a Splatoon thing. I'll message them right now on my phone, say
Yeah.
I'll be home in about 10 minutes. Just wait up or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like that seems like a good idea, and I think Sony is trying to incorporate that with the PlayStation app, because you can do the similar, voice chat, text
Yeah.
chat to other PlayStation users, but they just don't advertise it.
But like a lot of people have been saying, if I'm going to do voice chat, why am I not using like Discord or something that already exists that has proven itself as a good app already? Da, 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 da,
I think what
da, da.
Nintendo wants is to carve out this portion of the market and saying like, you want to use our services, here you go. It does that,
Yeah.
because for them to align with something like Discord or even Skype for that matter, like that would cost them a lot of money.
It could.
It could cost them potentially tons of money.
And my other thing is too is if I'm playing online away, like if I'm tethering my phone to play Splatoon, because Splatoon for an hour's worth of play is like 100 megabytes or something stupidly small. So playing an online game for an hour, you could actually tether your smartphone, use your data, play the game, and it wouldn't actually eat up a lot of your data,
Yeah.
which is a cool thing. But now I'm having to run
A voice chat.
my voice chat through my phone, so instead of just sitting there with my Switch, I now have to sit there with my Switch and possibly a headset running through my phone.
It's like they should have
That's
made
going
a
to eat up a
headset.
lot more data.
Well, it's going to eat up data. It's going to,
Battery
especially
power.
voice chat,
It's the
and
battery power.
plus my
And-
battery's going to die faster because I'm running my game through my phone.
Yes.
Plus, I'm going to like the Switch is nice because you can sit there like this on the bus or whatever and play it. Or I can sit in a park and I can be playing it. Now all of a sudden I'm sitting there with that and I've got wires coming out of like every pocket to keep
Why-
my Switch
it could've
plugged
been-
in and this plugged in and that like I'm like ah.
There's a reason why wireless stuff works.
Yes. And again, I guess I can get a wireless headset for my phone, but
That seems like a lot more work than is needed.
Bluetooth headset. I can be one of those people now.
So
Always with the like earpiece on.
I think what's cool, I'd like to see more of, is their classic game selection. So as part of this online service, once you pay for it, they will give you access to some of their older NES games, SNES games that they're retrofitting with online services like leaderboards, possibly multiplayer.
I'm hoping multiplayer. Like if I could
But-
play Super Mario Bros. Multiplayer with
Right.
someone who's not actually at my house.
But-
Again, I prefer to play that kind of game with someone at my house because
Oh, yeah.
like
Yes,
you know
you can punch Bob in the face when he
Yeah.
being a dick. Just die already. I want to play.
Well, and that's like chirping's one of the best parts of half these games.
All right. So.
And again, I guess you're sitting there with your headset on, going like.
It's still not the same
No,
when
it's
you're
not.
not sitting on the couch with your friends playing.
And that's why
But-
I've always loved Nintendo, is the fact that I can play at home with people on my couch,
Because I remember when the Scott Pilgrim
eating
game.
Doritos, yelling at everybody.
I remember when the Scott Pilgrim game came out on the PSN and Xbox like years back.
Yep.
Everyone was angry at it for not having online multiplayer.
Yeah.
And I was sitting back and like, that's not how those old arcade games work. Because I don't know if you ever played the Scott Pilgrim. No. It was basically an 8-bit side scroller.
Okay.
Beat 'em up. And when it came
the
out,
Simpsons game that used to be on the arcade.
Simpsons game, Turtles, those kinds of games. And so when it came out, it didn't have online multiplayer for the majority of its life cycle.
Yep.
And then they ended up patching it in.
Most of the Lego games don't have online multiplayer though.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, none of them do. It's all still split screen. Like, you have to be with your friends to play.
I mean, look at Lego Dimensions.
Yeah. Well, and Lego Dimensions has to be because you put the little people on the...
Well, that's them promoting being there.
Yeah.
So
I just want to buy the minifigs from the Lego Dimensions stuff.
They're not overly expensive either.
They're not, but
I think
I don't want to get into it.
I feel like they're really small compared to what you would rather buy at the Lego store. You don't get a whole lot in those.
Well, no, but some of the minifigs are only like exclusive to that. And for me, like, I have Ecto 1. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go buy the Fire Hall, which I would love to, but it's stupidly expensive and I have nowhere to put it. Mm-hmm. But I can get Slimer through one of those like packages, and it's like, oh yeah, I should do that. No, I don't want to, because then I'm just going to go down another rabbit hole. Like,
yeah,
you've done that already. You finished that rabbit hole.
I have
found the bottom of that rabbit hole.
Well, and I still have amiibos that every once in a while I'm like, oh yeah.
I'm still trying to collect some of those. It's getting harder.
It's getting harder, isn't
Amiibos?
it?
Amiibos?
No,
the Disney Infinity.
Disney Infinity stuff.
I need Chewbacca and Drax. Oh, those are probably the top two on my list to get.
I don't know.
But that's neither here nor there.
It could be. You never know. So, Nintendo Online stuff. Yay, nay, meh.
Well, I don't know. Like, it seems based on very limited knowledge, because I did not use my PlayStation Plus a lot. It seems similar to PlayStation Plus, but with the added benefit of, like, is this just for use with a smartphone, or is this...
I'm pretty sure if at the very end of the day, even if you pay for the Switch Online service, you can do online multiplayer. That's what the big...
Yeah, you can do I think you can do online multiplayer.
You can still do online multiplayer. It's a companion app still at the very end of the day.
The only thing you can't do is
this
voice
whole
chat.
this whole online thing that we're
Yeah.
looking at on the screen, is this just the smartphone integration,
No,
or
it's
is this
it's all
the entire
service.
package?
This is the entire
So,
package.
so this is similar to PlayStation Plus, but with the added compatibility of you can also do some stuff with your smartphone.
Yep.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of the PlayStation stuff is doable even without a PlayStation Plus now.
It's true.
If you download the PlayStation app, you can do the voice chat, you can do the text chat to other people on the phone. And
I didn't know that there was a PlayStation app.
Yeah.
News to me. I don't play my PlayStation very often.
Chris has got it on his phone.
Fair enough. That's not surprising at all.
No, not even a little bit.
The thing that was surprising was when he got a Switch.
That was surprising.
That was
yes.
surprising as hell.
It doesn't have a PS in the name?
Yeah, I know. You bought a what?
You did a how?
The best part was when I'm like, to keep him busy for his birthday, I'm like, bring your Switch over. And he's like, how? And it's like, pull it out of the thing and take it with you.
You can do that?
Oh, okay. And you're sitting there going, like, that's the feature of the Switch, is like pull out of dock and walk away.
You didn't know you could do that?
Well, I mean,
He knew you could. He just wasn't sure what he needed to bring with him. Like
Okay.
he wasn't sure about the
That's
dock.
fair. That's fair.
The bit.
he had never done it before, so he had just, like, when he set it up, he put it in the dock, and he was just like, I am done.
Okay.
So
Which is
when
cool.
when I sent him the message, he's like, do I have to bring the dock and stuff? And I'm like, no, Tony's bringing a dock. I only have 2 TVs that are within proximity of each other. Like, we're good. So, but here's some of, like, the, like, it's showing what you kind of can do with it, but invite friends. You can set some of your, your loadout for Splatoon, because it's a paintball game, essentially.
Yeah.
So you can change your weapon and gear. You can do that through the smartphone instead of going
So
through
remember
menus.
how Call of Duty does that too. Destiny
Sure.
does it. Destiny
Change
actually,
your loadouts.
yeah, Destiny does a lot of that. So I think that's really cool, because especially if we're at work or if we're out and we're like, oh man, cool. I've got 5 minutes to say like, hey, I can buy a new piece of gear and equip it right now. When I get home, it's right
It's
there.
already there.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's pieces to it that I'm like, yes.
But I think that's specifically for Splatoon, though. That's not like for the Switch Online service, like that Splatoon bit with the whole checking your gear and loadout.
But that's through the online service.
Yes.
You have to have the online service to do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So it is through the same app. It's not like you have to download 600 different apps to do all this
Mhm.
stuff. And I'm sure ARMS will take advantage of it too.
ARMS is the post support or the release support for that game. I'm pretty lackluster of.
Well, DLC's coming out next week.
Yeah, but that's it. Like it seems like they really need to. They came out of the no pun intended. They came out of the gate swinging with that game, but I feel like
I think they're waiting for the online stuff before they do too much. Because they did release a patch where you can actually like watch games online now and all that other stuff, but
Mhm.
I think they're waiting for online before they.
Right.
And they just released it that way so that you're not sitting there going, Splatoon 2 or ARMS? Splatoon 2 or ARMS? You're like, yeah, I'll buy ARMS, in June or whatever.
Mhm.
And Splatoon comes out this month, so at least there's that month where it's like, I can raise the funds to buy myself another game.
I bought ARMS for $70, not 80. Not 80.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
games
that
are
works.
80 now. It's driving me
It's
crazy, but
super awkward.
whatever.
I went super backwards with that one just because I didn't want to be sure if it actually is $100. I want another out.
He bought the game through the Japanese eShop,
I gotcha.
Yeah,
and then it unlocks through into all the other eShops.
because it's
Okay.
region free.
The
system
Switch is region free, so you can,
Nice.
which is awesome.
It's great for those like weird Japanese releases that you can import in.
But I like that about the DS, because even when I was in Europe,
You can
you're
find
sitting
DS.
there going like, oh, there's, a store selling something stupidly cheap. And I've played through all the games I brought with me at that point in time, because there was
Sure.
you couldn't install them really to the system. Not like you can now. So it was like, oh, I've played like the 3 games I brought with me. I'll pick this game up for $20, plug it in and it plays. And then all of a sudden they started region locking stuff again. You're going, come on, why? Because they do it with DVDs and stuff too.
Yep.
Which drives me.
It's
Although
so-
I found a lot of Blu-rays, some of them are still region specific, but a lot of them are actually all regional.
Cool.
Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I know my season 1 of Rick and Morty was only available in America, and when I was coming in, I was like, oh, I better be able to watch this on my device, and sure enough, I can.
We count as America though, unless
Yeah,
it specifically
for
says like
regions,
USA,
Yeah.
because we
Well,
technically were.
I think that was my big worry was that you couldn't find it in Canada.
Yeah.
Thus,
Yeah, no, as
That's-
long as it's America, like there's nothing different about our DVD players than theirs. We're
because it's like
American.
PAL over there in Europe, right?
Yeah.
It's PAL discs.
And I don't know what, because you were in Australia, and I don't know what it was down there.
It's PAL over there as well.
Yeah.
But what I did find is that with DVDs, if you can get a region, if you can unlock
Yeah.
into region free on a DVD player, it doesn't matter whether it's PAL or NTSC if you're using an HDMI cable. If you're using the RCA, it'll mess it up, and I've tried actually doing that, and it comes out on the screen like black and white or something. But
You're just watching the noir version.
if
That's
you're
sick.
if you're
That's
actually
sick.
watching it through a digital signal via the HDMI,
Yep.
it doesn't matter whether it's PAL or
Oh, it
NTSC.
overrides it.
Yeah.
HDMI is such an incredible technology when you really
pretty
think about
great.
it, isn't it?
There's
Like,
a lot of stuff that it's still doing that blows my mind.
well, considering we did a lot of video work a
Mm-hmm.
long time ago, and you look at like the lossless, what HDMI does just being digital, like, bam.
Yeah.
Compared to you're sitting there going like, why is there like a 10-second delay every time someone moves something?
Do we use the Firewire or the S-Video for this
Yeah,
one?
You have to
just
find
plug them all in.
Yeah, you have to find separate adapters and everything. HDMI just does it all.
Yeah, that was always a pain in the butt way back when. Was like, okay, we have this splitter going into this, and then this doing this, but if we plug this into that, you're going, yeah.
There's still a bit of that, but HDMI simplifies the process instead
Yes.
of also having like 7 different types of cables and connectors.
You gotta get
you're
the audio
using.
cable, you got the video cable,
Yeah.
you gotta
At
get
least everything
the...
just gotta.
Only problem, they're fragile.
Yes.
But they're also cheap, though. So they're easy easy.
They're
to
cheap. It's
pretty
just
cheap.
a problem when you actually break the HDMI input on the TV.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, I hate that part where I'll
That can be.
Fortunately, I've got 4 of them on my TV, and 3 of them are still good. And I only need 1.
So and then we've had that discussion. My TV upstairs, I forgot how much. Like I think I paid an extra $100 because it had extra HDMI ports on it. And everybody's
Worth
like,
it.
why do you need? It's a smart. Like even the people at Best, it's a smart TV. You don't need to plug stuff into it. And I'm like, a DVD player, a video game system already takes up 2. And I'm like, this smart TV doesn't have all the features that my Chromecast does, so that's 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and I have more than 1 video game console. Like, I want to plug my computer into it. Like, all of a sudden, I'm adding up.
Cheaper option that's also quite good. Go to Memory Express, get
Yeah.
an HDMI splitter.
And that's always a possibility.
HDMI splitters are a good alternative if you've got limited amounts of HDMI.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I ended up doing because I had like just too many required sources
Yeah.
for my TV to handle. And like I said, it had 4 usable ones before, and it hit the point where I needed a 5th input.
Yep.
So I just got the HDMI splitter, and then when the one input on my TV broke,
At least you have the, yeah.
Yep.
it doesn't matter. I'm running everything through the splitter anyway. I've got 3 backups.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. I always just
I
laugh
remember
because
when-
everybody was like, why do you need so many HDMI things? And it's like, because I have things in my house?
Yeah.
I'd rather have them than not need them, and then need them and not have them.
Yeah.
Classic.
Where I'm sitting there unplugging and plugging and playing.
Especially if you're paying like $1,000 for a TV, and for an extra 100
Yeah.
you get the more. Like that extra $100 is not going to break the bank when you're buying a
Also-
TV.
And here's my other. So I had the telephone company come in because we still have a landline.
Sure.
So when we got our renovations done, they had to pull all the wiring upstairs. So they had to redo all the phone lines.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I called the TELUS guy in because my electrician looked at the way that the telephone company had set up our telephone. He goes, I don't know what they have done. Because they did. Like it is a rigged up piece of like, even the telephone guy comes in and goes,
Neat.
what did they, and he looks at me like, well, what did they do? And it's like, what do? Like, that's you guys. The blue wires hanging not plugged in is my electrician. Well, so either way, he was completely useless and didn't actually fix my phone. I then, after, did trial and error and got my phones working.
Nice.
But, where was I going with this? HDMI. Plugging in.
Cords.
Oh, yeah. So he sits there going, well, why do you need so many, like, phone jacks? Do you want a phone in every corner of your house? And it's like, well, yes, if they're landlines. Yes. That's kind of the point.
Mm-hmm.
Because he got one of them working downstairs. And he's like, well, you got one phone working. And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not running downstairs every time I need to answer the damn phone.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Like-
there's 3 jacks upstairs. I intend on using at least one of them.
Like, if you're gonna be using landlines,
Yep.
in my opinion, you need bare minimum 3 sources in the house.
Yep.
You need something around sort of the kitchen, living room area.
Mm-hmm.
You need something in the master bedroom, and you need something in the basement.
Yep.
And
So-
then if you lose your wireless receiver or another receiver, that if it's a cordless phone, that could be somewhere else in the house too. Like
Joke's on them. I don't have a wireless phone. All of mine still have cords.
Nice.
neat.
Because that's the exact issue that everybody seems to have with wireless phones.
I
It's
get.
like,
I understand.
it
that.
rings and it's like, boop, hello, low battery. So you put it on the try and find the other cordless that's also low on battery. We're just like, no, we can avoid this problem by having a phone that's attached to the wall.
Yep.
If
Then you don't have to worry about
If our
like the
dad's-
signal cutting out as you
Yeah.
walk through the house.
it's good enough for dads, it's good enough for now.
Exactly. So either way, that was just, it's like, if I might not actually need that many, but
Again,
the option of them being there is
I can
what's
almost
key.
guarantee that you need 0.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes.
It's nice having a home phone because you can actually give like all of those companies your home phone number.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not calling my cell phone all the time.
Yep.
Because they call at the dumbest times as I'm in the middle of, like, teaching.
yeah.
And all of a sudden my wrist starts vibrating. And I look down and it's, like, someone calling and you're going,
Nope.
why call now? Like, why do you think now is a good time to call? And I get that it's business hours
Yeah.
and whatnot, but, like,
Plan accordingly. If you're gonna call.
meanwhile the guy tell us it was like, they'll be there between 11 and 1. Showed up at 1:05.
Money back.
I'm not paying them. If they charge me, they are getting one heck of a phone call. considering the guy actually didn't fix the problem that he came here to fix.
Wonderful.
And then made fun of me for having more than one landline when he's the landline guy.
Mm-hmm.
No, he just didn't want to do the work.
I know.
That's all it is.
And again, it's like, you're the landline guy. Do you not want a job?
You know you're a dying industry, right? You're a dying position, right?
Yeah. Like, I'm a weirdo for having a landline, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, again, in this day and age, very few individuals have landlines.
And you know what? It's mostly because I don't want to pay for it.
And
it's not worth it financially to me.
We already pay for this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of people nowadays.
For us, it's more of a, we can give people that number.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes a, if we really want to talk to people, we can answer that phone. This one, depending on who's calling, between our jobs, we'll get phone calls on this at 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, I can walk by the phone upstairs and click a little button and it shuts the ringer off, and we don't have to worry about that, and my wife doesn't have to wake up and go, I have 600 messages from work going like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's more why we have the landline.
And that's fair.
Yeah. So that's why. Either way, we have topic.
We're moving on.
As we normally do.
Although this is a pretty thin...
Nintendo Online and phone landlines.
Phone lines.
I wonder if I could run Nintendo Online through my phone.
Boop, 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 boop.
Probably not.
Demons. Demon. Yeah, fax machine on the... I hate it when fax machines call you.
I hate it when I accidentally call fax machines.
Those are the worst. Oh, that's the worst feel. Like the most annoying sound in the world.
Yeah.
Ow!
Should just do that when I answer my phone regularly. Either way.
Moving on.
This is more an opinion thing because Robert Downey Jr. did talk about kind of when... Not specifically what movie he's exiting on or what he wants to do, but he wants to leave.
The future of Tony Stark's... His role as Tony Stark in the Marvel movies.
He wants to leave before his stories become redundant and his character doesn't grow anymore. So it's not that he's done with Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to be done before he's not of no
He wants
use
to leave on a high note.
Yeah.
He wants to leave that character on a high note, and I totally get that. It's been since, like, 2008.
Yes.
He kicked off the MCU.
Yes,
he did. Like,
really?
that was, it was him.
Yeah.
Now,
he can put that on his resume.
Now, after seeing Spider-Man, and not, like, no spoilers per se, but just...
The way that character's been...
The way he was used in Spider-Man, I think, is a good way to keep using Tony Stark, even if he's not going to be Iron Man.
Well, and honestly, I think that that's probably the direction that he is going to move. You know, make way for the new generation of heroes so that you're keeping the actors younger and fresh, you're keeping the characters fresh.
That actually happens a lot in the comics anyways.
It does.
Sure.
So, really, like, this is the perfect setup for the new Avengers.
Except the difference in the comics is that, you know, after about 60, 70 years of comics, Tony Stark is aged 4 years.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't
despite the fact that technology has vastly changed.
Yeah.
But
and his armor's changed.
I really do. I'd be surprised if he ever completely left the MCU. I think that he'll always end up being sort of that kind of like mentor character that can just come in and fill in his 2 cents and just once again act as a mentor to the group, even if he's not necessarily fighting the battles.
Yeah.
And watching his character growth, because I watched Iron Man 1 recently.
Yep.
It's always a good movie to watch, but seeing what that character was then and seeing what he was in Spider-Man Homecoming, that character has grown so much. You've seen him fall down, you've seen him come back up, fall down again, come back up again.
Well,
there's so much character development still.
And I know people don't like certain Iron Man flicks, but I think if you watch them as again, Marvel, if you watch it as a complete
you have to watch it all
set,
like that.
You sit there going like, holy, like, yeah, there's huge growth for Iron Man.
Yeah.
And he's trying to do that now with that's what I did like about Spider-Man was, he's like, I've learned all these lessons.
I'm trying to be.
I am now trying to.
There's literally a line in the movie where he's trying to be a father figure.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, he's trying to actually be like, okay, Peter, you don't have to make all these mistakes. I've already made them.
It's a bad idea.
Like, you know.
We might be getting into spoiler territory.
A little bit, but
yes.
If you don't know Tony Stark is in Spider-Man, though, like.
I feel like that's a really. Where have you been?
He's in it less than I actually thought he was going to be.
He was in it a little bit more than I thought he was going to be.
I think it was right around what I
was expecting him on two or three scenes, but he was in it way more than I thought.
Oh yeah, no, because there's scenes they actually cut from the trailer too.
They did.
So
they did. Just
either way, but yeah, like
Robert Downey Jr. leaving the MCU might not be a bad thing, but like in terms of keeping that character around again for these minor cameos,
well, because there's lots of talk online of who they're going to kill off in Infinity War.
Tons.
Because having that many heroes on screen, like someone's got to die.
Yeah,
and
as the rules as comics go.
But in my brain,
they don't come back.
Well, and here's my thing is
Quicksilver comes back instead.
And here's my thing is there's a reality gem involved and a time gem involved.
And
like
there's soul gem involved.
There's a lot of gems involved.
A lot of things.
And a Scarlet Witch involved.
Who doesn't have the full extent of her powers yet?
Yeah.
Well, but that's what I mean. If she gets her hand on
even the reality
gem for certain,
things will happen.
Things are going to happen. Because I'm assuming, like, Vision, considering he has a gem in his head, has to bite the bullet. Because if they pull that out, I'm assuming he goes...
I secretly think that that's going to be an in for Ultron to come back, if that happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like because that's what Vision's body was built for, right? And that's what Ultron was uploading into that body before they did the other thing with it.
But I'm not sure if he ever actually uploaded himself at all into.
But it could be like a partial. That's all Ultron needs, right? That's how he survives in the comics.
But either way, I feel like Vision's gonna die.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Wanda's gonna go nuts because clearly they're trying to.
She's got to.
Right.
They gotta do the nasty.
So now she's lost Quicksilver. She'll have lost Vision.
Yeah.
And when she gets a reality gem or whatever back, all of a sudden it's like.
Things are gonna happen.
Because I can see Quicksilver coming back at this point with.
The way that they're.
With her, if everybody's gonna die, she's gonna be like, nobody shall die, and everybody comes back.
Yeah. And Jeremy Renner dies. and then Hawkeye dies for reasons.
Poor Hawkeye. He just broke his wrists.
I hope he doesn't die.
I don't know.
I love Hawkeye.
Ever since Age of Ultron, I've really loved what they've been doing with Hawkeye.
Yeah. Yeah, they've done and people were mad that they gave him a family and all this other stuff.
But
well, you've made him the everyman within the Avengers. He's the one
most
Avenger
normal.
that you can actually relate to. He's just the guy who's really good at what he does, who's fighting alongside essential gods.
Yeah. Well, and I loved
they had that bit in Age of Ultron. It's like we're on a floating city and I shoot arrows.
Yeah.
How weirder can this be for me? Come on.
Well, and I even loved it in Civil War where he comes back and he's like, I retired for like 5 minutes, guys, and everything goes to crap. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And it's like, you need him around. He brings that humanity into the whole. He's the human.
He's very down to earth.
Because even Black Widow is, I don't know, like she's not the human piece to it.
No.
No, they've definitely.
I think they're trying to play that up, but it's not there yet.
Yeah, because they tried to play that with her whole like, in Age of Ultron, where it's like, this is what they did to me, and I am a monster because of how they raised me, and I'm a natural-born killer. And
with
all
Black
that
Panther, that'll be nice to see another human.
He's still godlike though in his like.
So excited for that movie.
We are very. I think most of it is the suit. Most of it is the suit.
Well, but so again, I watched Civil War, and when you see him leap to try and save his dad, that is one hell of a jump. Like, he has natural abilities that, like, T'Challa has natural, like...
I'm sure he's trained.
Well, he also does have supernatural abilities.
That's part of the whole Black Panther bit.
Well,
so he is a god.
There is training, but he's essentially, like, a different brand on the super soldier.
Yeah.
That's why he can take punches from all of those guys and just be like, what up?
Well, the vibranium suit
that
helps
helps
too,
but that's what I mean. Like, Hawkeye is still that... And Jeremy Renner just, like...
Jeremy Renner is an awesome person just to be around, too. Like, watching him in all the interviews, he really is the...
I know, he's the only one down to be like, I can just be Hawkeye. Like, do you need me to be Hawkeye? I can Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I can be Hawkeye.
No, what's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? What's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I was asked that.
I don't mind Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I don't either. As a show, it's fine, but I think...
I only caught the first part of the Ghost Rider arc from last
season. As a bigger whole, though, with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it doesn't have its place in the grandiose...
Well, and they're kind of trying to do that. Like, I know that the concept behind Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right from the get-go was that they wanted it to be
Weekly.
Like,
That's a weekly thing.
wanted it to be something that like kind of evolves the MCU a little bit more.
Yeah.
But you don't have to pay any attention to it. They wanted it to be something that can be separate from the movies but can complement the movies.
Yeah, and that's why I'm interested to see what they do with the Inhuman piece now with the movie.
Well, it's
movie,
kind of,
TV.
It's
IMAX
kind
TV
of,
show.
Yeah, it's kind of all right because haven't really been building off of Inhumans at all in the movies.
Yeah.
They've only been doing that in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So making that a TV series, they can still actually have that separation between film ACU and MCU rather and TV MCU.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Infinity War will answer a lot of questions, I think.
It will answer a lot of questions. It will start lots of questions, but it'll answer most.
And especially where we're going with Spider-Man at that point.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
With Infinity, well, because they set up a lot of stuff in
Yes.
Homecoming, and I mean, obviously, there's a Venom movie coming out, which
Not
the lady
related to.
the lady at Sony goes, "They're connected," and Kevin Feige goes, "No."
Okay.
Yeah,
But you're sitting there going like,
She's since retracted her comment, but
and again, I feel like she's actually in the. I hope she's kind of in the right, whereas in Infinity War, Peter Parker ends up with the symbiote suit, and by the time we get a Venom movie, the symbiote has left Peter Parker, and they are connected in some way, shape, or form, and it's not just this like weird, detached universe that
you can't have a
exists in
Venom
its own
without
bubble.
Spider-Man.
In my mind, no.
You can't. That's how that character is built. Like, it's,
Yeah.
even down to the looks too. Like,
Well, that's my thing. Unless he's gonna be like a big burly guy
with a black
with
suit.
just like a slimy black suit.
And no spider on it even.
If they put the spider symbol on him, what the heck?
Gotta be associated with Spider-Man
Right.
first.
Yes.
Like, that's kind of the piece. So that's why I'm kind of hoping that she let that slip a little too early.
There's a bit of a nip slip for her.
News slip. But I hope she kind of just was like doing the Tom Holland thing where he keeps revealing too much information about
I can see it. Yeah, they didn't give him the full script for Infinity
Infinity
War. So when they're filming, and obviously he is Spider-Man Pitt in Infinity War 1 and 2.
I am shocked.
Really?
It's incredible.
But they didn't give him the full script for the movie.
Just his parts.
Okay.
Because he was on one news thing, and he's like, so they're like, well, so, you know, Spider-Man, what's the future of Spider-Man sort of thing. And he's like, well, he's already, you know, like, we've got Homecoming coming out, and he's obviously going to be in the Infinity War movie, and then, like, Spider-Man 2 and 3. And they're like, we knew there was a Spider-Man 2, but are you telling us there's a third one? And he's like, yes.
Yeah, I'm 15. No, you're not.
Yeah, but at that point, they can,
Yes.
like, grow him up. I'm hoping. Well, I'll talk about that in post-credit show.
Yeah,
But yeah. Either way, Robert Downey Jr. I hope he sticks around. I hope he does not die in Infinity War.
I figure he's going to end up kind of doing what they've done with Nick Fury, where he was there for a lot in the build-up, but Nick Fury's kind of like he hasn't shown up in a while, but you know he's still around.
Well, and apparently he's supposed to make his big comeback in Captain Marvel.
That's
really
what I heard
far
as well.
Away for him. I feel like he should be involved in Infinity War at some level.
I think he will. I think he just plays a bigger piece in
okay.
Captain Marvel.
But I feel like Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. is going to end up doing the same kind of thing where he might not show up all the time,
but he'll
still always be there, and
just
they'll
look at
add
Chris,
him in when it's useful.
Just like with Chris Evans as Captain America in Homecoming. You see him in the trailer with the training videos.
Yeah. Well, I love that about Chris Evans too, is that he's willing to do those little bits that aren't part of his contract, just to like keep that continuity of the Marvel. Like, yes, this takes place in the Marvel universe.
Yes, I'm wearing that old ass costume. Yes.
But like the fact that he does that, it just shows it's connected without jamming it down a person's throat. Like, you don't have Captain America showing up, being like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Considering he can't because of Civil War, but you know. But the fact that the video's there and you're like, yep, same universe. Yep, same thing. Yep. They can reference this. Or even just the masks that the robbers wear.
Yeah.
That's in the one trailer. Like, it's like, it's the Avengers.
Thor Thor, Hulk, I've never seen you guys yet.
Nice to meet you. So either way, yeah, I hope he sticks around. I hope he doesn't. I hope that he's not one of the like.
Honestly, I'm actually surprised he hasn't shifted over to being a producer role yet. I mean,
why bother? He's making $1 bajillion anyways. He doesn't have to throw his money back into the.
I'm just surprised he hasn't yet.
They might not let him though.
I mean, Jon Favreau's still producing all of them too, isn't he? I feel like he still is a pretty heavy hand in most of them.
I don't know.
Maybe not the Avengers level ones, but like the.
I don't know who's in production. Like I don't
pay attention to that either. I honestly would not be surprised if Jon Favreau did still have a role to play since he did the first 2 Iron Man movies. You know,
again,
Iron Man 1.
Yeah,
I think that was
started the MCU. Like,
and clearly he knows his comics well enough to like. I'm still happy everything's under Kevin though, because that's why all of these people keep coming back to do more movies is because of him.
He knows his stuff. He knows how these characters are done.
Because before he took over Perlmutter, the other guy who was kind of like there was. Yeah, there was like the
there's literal civil war within Marvel.
But like that's when Robert Downey Jr. was like, I'm done, and Chris Evans was like, once my contract's up, I'm done, and Joss Whedon was like, I'm out, I can't deal with all of this anymore, and and all of a sudden now it's like Robert Downey Jr. clearly is like, I will continue doing these until my character is no longer important.
All the movies until I can't anymore.
And Chris Evans just signed on to make sure he's in Infinity War 2.
Okay.
Like he extended his contract by one movie, and you're sitting there going like, clearly they'd like these characters. I can see them getting tiresome to play. Meanwhile, if I'm in Tom Holland's shoes, I'm the exact same as he is, where it's like, I will play Spider-Man till the day I die.
Yeah.
And he's young enough where he can carve that out for himself.
And then, like, Robert Downey Jr. is getting up there, which is part of the problem. But if you also see him film now, he literally walks around in whatever he's supposed to be wearing underneath the Iron Man costume with, like, white dots here as, like, references. He does not wear anything anymore as a costume. It is all digital. And the fact that you can't tell, like, I'm watching Civil War going, okay, I know you are not wearing anything but, like, sweatpants and a sweatshirt, sir. I have seen the behind the scenes of this scene. And the fact that it does not look like it's, you know, digital effects.
Yeah, because even with Iron Man 2, like, in that airplane jump scene,
yeah,
like, he only had the upper armor with him.
Yeah.
He didn't have the legs or anything.
Well, yeah, because they want him to be able to move. Right. And they don't want him to be, like, again, his old man body to be.
And they didn't have back then they didn't have the tech to do that. So
yeah, but now you watch him and he literally, like, there's a dot on his chest.
We have your size. We have your size, our DJ.
Well, and I feel like because it's Lucas, or you know, whatever it is.
Light magic something.
Yeah. Whatever Lucas's.
I know
Industrial Light and Magic.
There we go. Yeah.
It's them doing all of the effects now. Even for Spider-Man, they took it out of Sony's hands and were like, nope, Industrial Light and Magic's doing the effects.
But they also, Industrial Light.
Because I'm pretty sure they have a button that just goes, apply Iron Man armor.
Probably.
And then make adjustments.
And then, yeah, just tweaks.
Oh, it's going to be a different color this time? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, we'll repaint.
Easy.
They should go to the, like, iPod armor that he wore for a while that was just, like, white in the comics. He moved to California and became all Silicon Valley and just went like Apple.
I think I remember seeing that.
It was real weird.
I did not like it.
No, it looks stupid. But
it was very stupid.
Either way, Robert Downey Jr., I hope he sticks around.
Yes,
Obviously, I think he's setting himself up to stick around, but in a different capacity. And like you say, like just like Nick Fury did, I think it's a...
And I think eventually Chris Evans will have to do that too with Captain America.
I think he's got a little while longer to go, though.
And I know he wants to direct and he wants to do more like serious type films and that kind of stuff.
But he tried that. That one chick flick did not work well for him. Don't even lie to me. Don't even entertain. You know that
no.
He enjoyed doing it, but it probably wasn't his best work or his best role.
And I don't know. I've always laughed because I mean, what was it? The one with Scarlett Johansson and him, where she was the nanny. I think it was the Nanny Diaries.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Either way, there was some chick flick, and it was Scarlett Johansson, and the love interest was Chris Evans, and I'm like, yeah. But he was a good, like, and even Push was a good movie.
I liked Push.
Sure. But yeah, like, I can understand them not wanting to keep going with some of these characters, especially if they just stay kind of constant, but I feel like they're doing enough with the characters to keep them.
Well, especially where the Captain
and especially Cap.
Yeah.
Where that character is right now.
The Nomad right now.
Well, not only that, but like Winter Soldier and Civil War
yeah.
second and third Cap movies are arguably the best movies in the MCU.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Oh, those Russo brothers.
They know what to do. I'm binge watching Community, and their names came up in season 1 and 2. I'm like,
Well, they were the paintball guys.
yes.
Like, that's how they got on with Marvel. Because I was reading something. Apparently, they had like put in something for a DC flick, and DC was like, no, they are amateur and clearly don't know what they're doing as directors. And Marvel's like, we've seen their paintball episode, we'll take them.
That was part of the
Like
That works.
They can clearly mix action and comedy
Yeah.
into a tightly knit story and make it work. We'll take you for our movies. Can you do what you did there, but span it out to like
Here's a bit
2
of-
hours and 15 minutes?
And here's a bigger budget.
And here's a gigantic budget. And a bunch of superheroes to play with.
Also,
Go nuts.
you first did this with like a popular cult TV show. Now have the largest
Yeah.
blockbuster of the year.
Right. So it's just, and they toe the line, which is the other piece, because we talked about Star Wars ditching those directors for the Han Solo movie because they were trying to make their own film. The Russo brothers clearly know where that line
They know how to
sits.
They know how to do their own stuff yet follow directions.
Well, because yeah, and I mean, you watch Civil War, and the ladder truck from Arrested Development is in the airport scene. Like, they put it in because they used to write for Arrested Development, and you're sitting there going, so they're like, we snuck our own crap in there. Like, it's there.
Well, I mean, just look at all the Community actors that keep showing up.
Danny Pudi. But that's what I mean, like, and then the Dean in Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And to some extent, Donald Glover.
And yeah, I know. Troy and Abed are in Marvel. But yeah, like, you're just
Work
sitting
at
there
Disney.
going... and Donald Glover's just, like, in
Disney.
everything Disney now. Because he's
And
Simba.
and Danny
And
Pudi.
Lando.
And Lando.
And
Yeah.
Danny Pudi in DuckTales.
And DuckTales, yep. Yeah, that's one heck of a career. If I could get on with Disney and just be done for the rest of my life, like...
What do you need me to say? What do
Super.
you need me to do?
Yeah. What? Sure, I'll do it. But yeah, so yeah.
Cool.
That's opinion pieces.
Yeah.
I think, and I agree with him, as long as they keep him fresh and it's not just like... 'Cause I know people were complaining online and sort of spoilers territory, but like Iron Man kind of becomes a kind of Deus Ex character in Spider-Man where he can come in and save the day, and it's like, well, but yeah, that's the whole... He's Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like, he has stopped the world from exploding.
And you know what? He does write that in, where it's like, I didn't want to be here for
Yeah.
this bit. There's a reason why I wasn't here. Like,
Yeah, I don't need to be dealing with this, so...
so.
So yeah, the fact that people were like, yeah, he's too powerful, and it's like, that's...
Also, it's not his first appearance as Iron Man.
Again, yeah, he's been doing this.
He knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been around a while. You know, Iron Manning.
Yes, being an Avenger.
Yeah. Saving the world.
No biggie.
Yeah,
No, it's just
so-
another Tuesday. for another Tuesday for Iron
See,
Man.
and I like that part of it, because, yeah, you sit there going, what does Iron Man do? You know, what does Tony Stark do when
On
he's
a
not
regular weekday.
Yeah, when he's not saving the
Yeah.
world.
He's
Because
up-
that's all we ever see of him in the movies, so it's kind of nice where you do get...
We saw a little bit of it in the first ones where he's like going crazy with the parties.
Yeah, but you get, like, I like the 10 minutes of it in Spider-Man where it's just... crap, like, here I have to go do this, or...
Yeah.
Or you do see him in a very casual setting,
Very awkward but casual setting.
sort of thing, where you're going, okay, that's what Tony Stark's do. He's still Tony Stark,
Yeah.
which you don't get to see in the movie, like, especially the Avengers flicks.
Yeah, it's all...
Because you have to hit
very-
all those
it's
story
all-
points.
And all very action bit, too. Like, there's no room for...
You can't, not with that many characters.
No.
And that's where Joss Whedon had a problem, is he wanted to do a character-driven story for, like, both Avengers flicks. And they're like, no, you can't. It has to be, like, action movie.
And in some degree, I do agree with Disney in that sense, but what makes a good movie isn't just action.
Right.
It's good character building. That's why Guardians 2 did so well in my mind. I still think Guardians 2 is
I like
amazing.
Guardians too. I like all of the
Yes.
Marvel movies have yet to really make me go, ah.
Even at its lowest point with The Incredible Hulk,
I wouldn't say that's the lowest point, but go on.
I think that's the lower ones. It's still really watchable. It's still incredibly watchable, but I just think it's not the best one they've done so far. And I think that they were still kind of getting a grasp of what this MCU thing was at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it doesn't.
They've been doing that with a lot of stuff. Like, even if you watch Thor, the fact that the Infinity Gauntlet is
opposite hand.
Is the opposite hand, and sitting in a, museum of sorts is a, they're like, what Infinity Gauntlet?
Other hand?
I know, that's a big theory online now, is that there's a second one.
Mm-hmm. I say they just write that as a continuity error, and he's like, oopsies.
I don't know, Marvel always has a way out.
I know they do. I just feel like they just write, oops.
I think it's just
Maybe it's a gauntlet that switches hands.
I think it's just a hologram.
Yes. The Asgardians were duped into putting a hologram into.
No, they displayed them that way because they don't want to leave, like, possessions of mass power out.
I don't know. They left that cube out.
Well, I don't know. The good old cube that we can't call a cosmic cube.
Not a cosmic cube.
Maybe Loki stole it from Asgard and gave it to Thanos.
Or maybe.
Because you see Loki talking to Thanos in Avengers.
That's true.
Possibilities.
And yes, it just switches hands.
Yeah, it switches.
Yeah.
Depending on the user's dominant hand.
So is Thanos a southpaw? Is that what it switches to?
I was going to say ambidextrous, but yeah, he's...
Because he holds up this hand, doesn't he?
Yes, it's in the left hand, yeah.
Yeah, left hand. So he's left-handed. There you go.
There we go. Theory crafting.
Oh, there's going to be lots of it in the post-credit show.
Oh, let's go. Let's just get into it, shall we, then? Let's, well, not into it now.
No, we'll be back in like 5 minutes.
5 or so minutes.
Give us time to, like,
Boop, 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 break
pee
time.
and stuff.
Break time.
Yes, so come back to us in about 5 minutes when we will have the post-credit show where we talk about all the things we've been
playing, games, movies,
yeah,
experiences.
Yes, all those lovely things.
So we'll talk to you guys soon. If in the meantime, check out our website,
barrelrollnews.com.
You'll find all of our social media links there, including the Discord chat, Twitter, Facebook. What else do we do? I feel like we should try Instagram at least once.
We have a subreddit.
Snapchat.
Yes, we will start Snapchatting.
I don't know how to Snapchat.
I don't know either. We'll treat it like whatever that one was for...
Fine.
Yeah, we'll treat it like fine.
Fine.
Just random videos of stupid...
Fine videos and pictures that delete in 10 seconds.
Yeah. So either way, thanks for watching. Come back soon.
We'll see you soon.